Oh boy, there's a lot of people that are screaming, "Where's the humanity?" to everyone on TikTok who's been making fun of this situation with the missing submarine as it was unfolding. And I want to have a word with you guys. I don't think there's anything wrong with you having compassion for what these people went through. It was tragic what happened. It must have been an absolutely harrowing experience. I get it. But here's something you probably don't want to hear. The people who are making fun of this situation, they're not lacking in humanity, and they're definitely not evil. The people who are laughing at the situation got front row seats to watching their oppressors pay a long overdue karmic debt. The people who are finding humor in this situation, they are the exploited working class, and they have spent the better part of their working adult life being essentially enslaved by capitalists. They have been working grueling hours for poverty wages, barely able to survive, barely able to feed their family. They have watched the rich continue to get richer because of record-breaking profits while the price of eggs have gone up, the price of bread has gone up, the price of gas has gone up, the price of rent has gone up, and yet our wages are remaining stagnant. These same rich people are now 99% of our elected officials in Congress. And these same rich elected officials are passing laws that are further hurting the working class and continuing to make their rich friends richer. These wealthy millionaires and billionaires have the economic means to literally change the world. They could end world hunger. They could end homelessness. They could reverse climate change. But they choose not to do it. These wealthy people are witnessing every day the suffering in the world that their money could help end. And instead they use it to go play around in the ocean? Where is the humanity in that? These are the same wealthy people that called us entitled and greedy because we wanted a $1,200 stimulus check to get us through one of the worst economic downturns that the human race has faced. These are the same wealthy people who are destroying our planet and poisoning our bodies because they refuse to spend the extra money to ethically produce products that are environmentally safe and aren't pumping us full of toxins. All because they want more profit. These are the same wealthy people who are overworking us to the point where we are chronically stressed out and we are developing diseases that are ending our lives early. And then in the same breath, they want to raise the retirement age so that we're dead before we have a chance to collect the money that we earn. The only reason they could afford a $250,000 ticket to their death is because they sold it off the backs of poor people. The abuse that wealthy capitalists have been inflicting on the working class has traumatized us. And do you know how a lot of people get through trauma? With humor. So no, the people who are making fun of this situation are not lacking in humanity. They're not evil. They're not sociopaths. They're not lacking in compassion. In fact, they're probably the most compassionate people we know. The rage that these people feel towards the wealthy capitalist class is born of compassion. It is the compassion that they have for themselves and their families and their community and their struggle. It is the compassion that they have watching impoverished children have their free breakfast and lunch taken away from them at school. It is the compassion that they have for the young teen mother being forced to have a baby she can neither afford or nor is mature enough to raise. It's the compassion they have for their neighbor who got priced out of their home because he couldn't afford the rent increase. People's rage and lack of empathy towards the wealthy is because they have compassion and humanity. Because they're sick and tired of seeing people being abused and oppressed by the capitalist class. Listen, I know you're going to hate to hear this, but you're not a good person for having compassion for the people on this submarine. Especially if you are angrily calling out the people who are making fun of this situation. In fact, it is you who's lacking in humanity because you are not validating the struggle of the working class. You are not validating the fact that these people are angry because they have been exploited by wealthy people for far too long. So if you want to prove that you actually have humanity, redirect that compassion to the people who deserve it. I'm talking about children who are living in poverty. I'm talking about refugees of war. I'm talking about people all over the world who are starving while we're throwing away tons of perfectly edible food. Simply because it's not profitable to give it away for free to people who are hungry. Have all the compassion you'd like for the people who died in this extremely tragic submarine accident, but you are completely wrong to accuse the people making fun of the situation for lacking in humanity.